And this is a startup that I'm going to join in Shenzhen from Skype. So you guys just give me 1 second. 1 second. Saturdays, yeah. Okay, hi guys. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to turn this around so they can see everyone, and I'm going to, once this hopefully works. Hey, hi. So, can you see our audience here?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you.
Okay. So, we have Kenny. This is the team from a really great athletics company called My Skills. I'm going to turn it over to you guys, and if there's any delay with the deck, let me know. I can run the deck from my laptop, and I also have your videos here. Okay?
Okay.
Let me just make sure. Can you guys hear can you say hello or something?
Hello. Hello. Can you hear us? Hi.
Okay, so you guys are up. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So nice to meet you all. My name is Raul. This is Kenny, and our project is called My Skills. So let me put on. But we're not sharing the screen, right?
We do not see a shared screen. I see your face.
Okay.
I can turn on my screen if we need to.
Yeah. Could you turn on yours?
Yeah, no problem. Sorry guys, just 1 second. Let's see. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I have your slide deck, so when you want me to change the slides, just say next slide or, yeah.
Just.
So the slide deck is
All right. Okay. So our project is My Skills. We are developing a smartwatch that helps players improve their skills and connect with the community. So our project started as a community to help people find players around them when they were missing someone to play with. And then we developed the smartwatch that will help the players measure their skills and train smarter. All right, so can we play the first video?
Yeah. Let's see if this works. Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, it's playing.
Right.
Okay, the first video has been played, and I'm going to go back to your slide deck, okay?
Right. So let's go to the next slide.
It's on page 3 right now.
Yeah, page 3. All right. So this is a very important fact that we found making surveys, talking to people, researching on the internet. And the fact is that more than 70% of young players don't make it to semi-pro or pro players, mostly because they quit too early. Can we go to the next one? So what's the main problem? The main problem is one that players they lose interest in the sport that they're playing. If they don't find it so interesting as starting new people to play with. There are other parts, other areas that are not taken care of, like nutrition, how to eat properly. When you're young, you don't know how to eat properly, you don't know what type of food you should eat before, during, and after training, how to avoid injuries. It's difficult to connect with new players or new people around your community, and most importantly, it's very difficult to measure your skills, to measure how you're improving, if there are certain skills that are not improving as fast as others, unless you have a personal trainer looking after you and telling you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. It's difficult to measure yourself. So those are the main problems for young athletes. Next slide, please. Ted.
Yeah, okay, we're on the value proposition.
Yeah, so what are we proposing? My skills will help players quantify their skills. With the watch, they'll be able, through machine learning and big data, to improve their skills and analyze their game. We will help them to create good nutrition habits, good eating habits before, during, and after training. We'll help them measure their muscle overloads so they can prevent injuries. And one of the most important features of our project is a community. We will help them find players to play with around their area. We will help them to share this information from their skills within a specific platform for sportsmen. That is something that we don't have yet. You know, there are platforms for every type of hobby. There are specific platforms for traveling, for finding restaurants, for anything you want, but there is not a specific platform for sports. So this is a project that we already have in South America, but we want to replicate and bring this to China. Okay. The next slide, please. So the main features are beat counter, smart alarm, and heat map. And then we have some added value features, which are nutrition, injuries, and the community. So which are the main features and the benefits? The first one is the smart alarm. This will collect the information that you provide about your game and will create alarms to let you know when you're entering some critical part of your game. So for example, if you are scoring a lot of good shots, a lot of good double points when you're playing basketball, for example, you're scoring a lot of double points in the first 30 minutes of your game, but from the minute 30 to the 60, your efficiency decreased considerably from 70 to 20%. So the smart alarm will let you know that you're entering this critical point of your game. The counter is a feature that will help you count your skills. So you'll be able to say how many double points you're scoring, how many you're missing, how many triple points you're scoring or missing, and that will give you your efficiency rate. And the heat map, that's the one that's going to tell you in which part of the field you're moving. If you're moving correctly, if your skills are coherent with your movements. So this will help you analyze your game a lot better. Then we have the nutrition. In the nutrition, we'll have a few features like daily water reminder, what type of food you need to eat before, during, and after the game. We have the My Skills community, which if you want to play, but you're missing one or two players to complete a team, this will help you connect with people around your area that wants to play. And injuries, that this is mostly for muscle overloads. So you can register some specific injuries that you've been having, and the app will measure what you were doing before you got injured. Before you got injured, and so it will tell you when injure again, right? So it will prevent future injury. All right, so can we play then
the second video? Okay, 1 second. I'm going to play the second video.
Just get yourself high. Just get yourself high. Just get yourself high.
Okay, we just played the second video, and I'm going back to the slide deck. We're on the 10th slide now, my profile.
Okay. So as you saw in the two videos, one is to explain how the community works, how the injury works. The second one is to explain the counter, which is one of our main features. And if users can use the counter properly, all the other features perfect as they have. So with the counter, they can and to share it with the community. So the Slack that you're seeing now, the cloud file, the profile is displayed. You have some specific information like calories, average speed. You have some injuries of how many days you've been, and how is your battery? If yes, or if you continue playing for a long time, you have your heat up and you the community. On the next slide, you'll see how players will be able to share their skill, the community, with their friends, with their peers who play sports with them. But this can also be very important to share, for example, coaches from universities, coaches from teams. So we want to create a platform where it's very specific enforcement and can become like friends for pro players as well. Now we're gonna go a little into the Chinese market, which is focus now. We live in Shenzhen. We know the province very well, so to establish our business here, we have our factory here, and the Chinese smartwatch market is the biggest in the world. It has a $5.8 billion credit this year, which is a huge market value. There are so many brands coming out. So we can see in the next slide, we can see the global revenue, which China is bigger than any other country by far, almost 3 billion. And in the next slide, some competitive analysis of the Chinese market. So first, China is the highest market for smartwatch in the world. Second is that most of them focus only in types of watch, not them focus on a very specific niche like sports, like us. We're starting each, I think, Samsung. They're mostly focused in a lifestyle kind of watch. It are players from 15 to 20 years old, which is an unlimited market because most of the watches are between 20 and 35 years old. So third generation is not being a. But in China, this is a very, very market, especially for family culture, the family culture that both has, and there is even 20% of the population are kids under 15 years old. And all these kids are of potential. And last one, there are over 100 in China. So the sports culture is also very strong. In the next slide, we'll see the comparison between my skills and other very famous brands like Xiaomi. As you can see, the more focus in selfie, none of these big competitors very big focus on sports for Garmin, but they're also very different. In the next slide, we'll see our channels, how we're gonna and how distribute our product. So the first one is with Kickstarter. We have a campaign plan for Kickstarter 2. We already did a campaign very successful and the technology developed so now. And now we'll have a second one. Then we have the local will help us spread the new product within our small business. And then we have very big selling channels like Taobao, AD, these are e-com platforms which are very, very famous in China, and they sell a lot of products. It's very also through these channels. And last one is TechCode. Street store with which we have already had a lot of we have a very good relationship with them, a very big store here in China, and we may be able to sell our product there. So that will give us a presence and retail. In the next slide, we'll see how we start to distribute the production. Sorry, how to distribute. So it will go to production, research and development, monthly, improving apps, improving the features, and then we have marketing, promote the product, and the operation. Next one, we have the financial plan. So our factory, the factory that produces the two factories, the watches. And so the first time when we did that, we negotiated a first batch of somewhat, which will be with a little bit of a high price because like the new patch and all. But from the second batch of production, our cost will go to half. So from the second production, our revenues will double. So that's the general outlook for the costs of production, and it's our plan to sell. We want to make a very product that is also affordable. We want the cost around $150, and we'll be able to run around $100 batch of production. And in some of the, we have our team, we have the team, Vietnam, who is our graphic designer, a team of software developers, and product advisors and manipulation. And that's that. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm going to go off of the deck here and then put you guys back up on the screen so you can see everyone, okay? Can you see everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much. Great presentation. The videos were very entertaining. Do you guys in the audience have any questions for the team? We've kind of seen them over the last couple months build this out, and it's coming along very nicely. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah, sure.
Probably more of a comment. I have a son that went through all these sports when he was young, and I think definitely the U.S. market might be more. I don't know. I kind of have the both culture, the China and U.S. I think that people here, especially California, kids play a lot of sports, and a lot of times overtraining and sports injury prone. And I think this app would be very useful. China, maybe there are a lot of kids are playing sports, but the intensity is a lot less than, for instance, California. So obviously, I see the whole team is based in Shenzhen. Maybe more for the manufacturer side or something. So just a comment, I'm thinking probably more easier to scale up here in terms of market. Because here, like all these kids playing basketball or soccer, they have the knee pad, they have the knee strap or ankle support, all these things, and still would have a lot of injuries.
So her comment is that you should not discount the market here in the U.S. because there's a lot of children, there's a lot of athletes here, there's a lot of kids that will be playing sports, and they may want to be able to track what they're doing so they can excel at the sport. And also this might help with injury prevention here. So just not only the Chinese market, but she's suggesting that you should
North America.
Take into account the North American market as well. It might be a good.
Probably more appropriate because I think the Chinese market, there's a lot of population, but I don't think parents put a lot of emphasis on sports as much as here.
Okay.
Thank you, by the way. Great presentation.
Did you guys hear the comment?
Yes, thank you. And we completely agree with you. This market very important. It is has also a very culture of technology and measuring things. But we decided to go with China because of what we've seen in our needs. We're not taking up other markets. It's just because we need to start. So we decided to start with China because it also has a very good technology culture. Here, so many people are watching. We see 3 or 4 blocks, and they're always packed with people. it seems like very rapid. One of our main targets. Well,
Maybe switch up the camera.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna switch
Okay.
the camera off and just go to voice. Let's just do talking now. It's a little bit weird. We can't hear. I think maybe the bandwidth or something. Just blame me.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go. Are there any other questions maybe about the production? Yeah, Dirk.
So when you showed the demo, it's all about basketball. What other sports or use cases are you aiming for?
Okay. So this watch can
Able to utilize voice recognition to say, you know, I scored 2 points or I scored a 3-pointer or something like that.
Yes, completely. It's very portable. It has also been part of our plan to our next step in our next version to do it with.
Okay, so like a next iteration or a next feature set might be voice recognition. Yeah. Okay, so another question.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about their go-to-market strategy in China. I think with what you want to sell, you know, like in China, probably like the sports is less more emphasized in school rather than academic achievement. But there's also like a country level, like the government put a lot of effort into win in Olympic Games. So do they go to like a B2B type of
So the question.
or only focus on consumer market?
The question is your go-to-market strategy focused solely on a direct-to-consumer play where you're selling your watch and services to consumers directly, or is there a B2B play as well, maybe where you could sell multiple quantities of watches to some type of athletic club or something like that in order to have more traction?
Yes, completely. We were also focusing on our B2B, especially because like the smallest teams or each they have a foreign here in one province, many international and foreign coaches come here train all sorts of teams from little kids to professional. So we also plan to create like a partnership with this school to do and the school, like the train to do a B2B negotiation.
Okay, that's a good strategy. That was the comment. I think we have maybe time for one more question, and then we can do follow-ups after. Are there any other questions? So I have a question. Other than the Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign in order to raise some financial capital, are you guys planning on raising money from, outside investors? Are you trying to? I think I saw you're trying to raise 100K or the equivalent of 100K, and then to make for investors in China.
All right.
And then other than that, does anyone else have any questions or comments? No. This is Ted. I'm personally excited about the heat map. I'm going to play Michael in tennis hopefully soon, and I would like to know where I'm scoring points on him. So if I can get that and use the watch to learn that, it would be very helpful for me. So anyway, guys, we really appreciate you doing this. I know it's early on Saturday morning, and I will follow up with you on Monday with next steps with TechCode and also with Bayer, okay?
All right. Thank you very much, Ted.
Thank you guys so much. You've done an excellent job over the last 3 months putting this together. It was really, really well done presentation. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Okay. So we are done. And I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties. Sometimes that happens when you're trying to do live streaming presentations from overseas. It's just kind of comes with the territory a little bit, but we were able to get through it, so thank you for bearing with me. We do have some refreshments in the back. This was not like a first, second, third prize competition. This was kind of like the culmination of a few months of work. We're going to follow up with the startups in the next week with next steps with Bayer and also with TechCode. I'll have some ideas on what TechCode can do to continue to work with you guys, and then I'll get some feedback from the Bayer team as well. I'd like to thank our guests for coming. Thank you so much for coming, and investors, thank you as well. Please enjoy some of the refreshments, and I really want to just give the startups another round of applause. I think we might want to do a photo, if it's possible. Maybe we can go right out in the front real quick and just do a photo with everybody, and then we can go from there. Networking and just a few minutes of refreshments. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Ted.
Thanks, good job. Yeah, I know. When you're front and then that was,
I was trying to be